Good morning. Yeah, this is the first thing I've said today. I came home from work last night and just didn't have the energy to face, anything. I just kind of read my own stuff that won't be published, by the way. There's writing that I hope to publish one day, and then there's writing that I just do for myself. This was writing that I just did for myself. And it wasn't even about writing new stuff. I just sat there reading the other stuff, the stuff I'd already done. And then it was a completely unproductive day from the time that I got home to the time that I fell asleep. I am so not looking forward to tomorrow. I don't know what that day's going to look like yet, but man. It would be really tempting to just see about just taking tomorrow off, but I'm not going to do that because I've got a 4-day weekend. If I get through this week, I don't have to go back in until Tuesday because Monday's Memorial Day. So I'm not going to take the day off, but I have to figure out how to get home by 3. I'm going to tell door-to-door transit I need to be home by 3. And they're not going to give me a 2 to 2:30. They'll probably give me a 1:30 to 2 or a 1 to 1:30. And I'm just going to have to take it. Obviously, I need to check in with my boss and tell him what's going on first. But I really need her to be here. And for her to show up and me never to show up, never to be home, is not going to work. So, and I really hope that the other thing that happens sometimes doesn't happen when she gets here. But that's beside the point. I certainly need her to at least be here and hopefully to be able to do everything she needs to do. But whether she's able to do everything she needs to do or not, none of it can happen if she gets here and I'm not here and it takes me until 3:45, 4 o'clock to get home. And with door-to-door transit taking me home, that has been known to happen. And all of a sudden, door-to-door transit is my only... I don't know if half the fleet for my favorite ride service has gone on vacation, but that leaves me just screwed. That leaves me with no choice but door-to-door transit, which on a day like Wednesday, I don't trust them to get me home on time. Anyway, this is what I'm thinking about this morning as I wake up feeling like I really... I'm gonna have to make myself get up and face the day. Again, not really wanting to. This isn't a very uplifting vlog, is it? But I'm not here to be all positive and all, whatever. I'm here to be myself and just be real. I could try reaching out to a couple of people, seeing if by any chance they can swoop in to save the day. Don't know if they can, though. But first things first. Part of the problem as I face another day is just feeling disgusting. And all the sleep in the world won't fix that. You gotta get undisgusting. Hi everyone, it's Tuesday afternoon. I just got home from work. I forgot my vlogging camera. And I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter. I probably don't have a lot to vlog about anyway, which I didn't really. In fact, it's not like there's anything that I wished I could have vlogged about that I didn't. The good news is, even though I didn't have my preferred ride service taking me home, I was able to get someone to bring me home today. And as it stands now, I've got someone... I was able to work it out for tomorrow. I was able to get somebody to take me home, and just in case between now and then something comes up and she's not able to do it, I ended up telling door-to-door transit I needed to be home at 3, and they gave me a window that opens before my shift ends, but shout out to my new boss. I took it and I told him about it, and he's like, sure, if that's what needs to happen, it's okay, just keep me posted. Hopefully I won't have to bail on him early, but first of all, if I do, the window is 1:40 to 2:10, and technically I'm supposed to be on till 2, but first of all, I worked probably 15 minutes later than I should have yesterday because I called the door-to-door transit to see what my vehicle's ETA was, and it wasn't until like the tail end of the window, at 2:30. I was like, well, if I'm stuck here, I might as well sit here and keep working. I texted my boss and said, that's okay, isn't it? And he's like, yeah, that'd actually be great, thanks. As if they would really be well off if I would do that. So, first of all, I was able to help him in that way. Secondly, if I end up taking 10, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes off of what I should be doing tomorrow, I think it all ends up evening out. But I'm choosing to believe I won't even have to, because when I text this person tomorrow to say, hey, we're still a go today, right? She'll text back and say, yeah, cancel your door-to-door transit. I've got you. Hi, everyone. It's Wednesday. And I don't feel like I have much to say this morning, except that it's half an hour earlier than I should have to get up, or normally would have to get up, I guess. Actually, I woke up at like 5 o'clock and just didn't go back to sleep, so now here it is, 6:30, and I'm certainly feeling like I could be ready at whatever time between 7:12 and 7:42, or 7:10 and 7:40, actually, I think it is, that this door-to-door transit vehicle wants to roll up and pick me up. But if it was my preferred ride service, they'd be picking me up at 8 o'clock. I wouldn't have to be at this point in life at this time. But, you know, my preferred ride service just couldn't do it today, and that's just the way life goes sometimes. But I'm sure it'll be a good day. Yes, it has to start a little earlier, but at least I was able to get somebody to pick me up from work and take me home, instead of having door-to-door transit pick me up before I was supposed to really even leave work, so I could get home on time on their schedule, which sometimes takes you straight there, sometimes goes way off course, because being the shared ride service that they are, they have other people they have to pick up and drop off along the way, and really sometimes they're not even along the way, but it's just the way the route is scheduled. I don't have time to mess with that today. I have somebody to meet at 3 o'clock, but that's the plan anyway. I'm not going to cancel this door-to-door transit until I know for sure. It's not that I don't trust her, it's that I don't trust circumstances to not throw us a curveball. You know, life happens. So I am going to text her this morning and say, hey, you're still planning on picking me up, right? Everything's still as it was last time we talked, right? And if she confirms it, then I will cancel it. See, when the automatic computer system that calls me from my necessary door-to-door transit service calls me, that's just what I don't want it to tell me. Here's what your window is, just in case you forgot. We told you that we would provide this ride for you, but we don't have it in our capacity all of a sudden. So we shoved you off to a local cab company. Here's their number. Hopefully it'll work out like it did last time when the cab driver actually thought to call you, but we don't know that that's going to happen. You need to do everything you need to do to connect with this cab driver. They didn't say all those words, but that's what it means when it says, here's what your window is, and this ride's going to be provided by a blankety-blank cab. They said the name of the cab company. I'm not going to disclose it here. Like I said, last time it worked out well. I'm hoping it's going to work out well this time. But I never know if it will or not until it happens when you're dealing with this cab company. Just like I never know what the ride's going to be like until it happens when I deal with door-to-door transit to begin with. If you're able to drive yourself where you need to go, look up to the sky and thank God, or just take a moment and be grateful for that ability, because not everyone has it, and I would love to have the independence to just say, never mind all that, I'll just get myself there on my own. Like, not having to depend on anyone. Not the cab driver, not the door-to-door transit driver, not the Uber driver, not the Lyft driver, not the preferred ride service driver. I'll just get myself there on my own. I just don't have that ability. And those of you who do have something to be thankful for. Not that I don't have anything to be thankful for. I do have all of these drivers that exist to be thankful for. I don't know how I'd even have this job if it wasn't for someone driving me there every day. But God forgive me if I say it's a pain in the ass. But this is going to work out, and I'm going to get to work today. See, if it was a If it was a door-to-door transit vehicle, I would be waiting inside and letting them call me, or letting them call me on the security system. Or I might come outside because the electronic thing said they will be arriving within the next 15 minutes. And I was like, well, let me head on out there. But now it's a couple of minutes before the window after the window started. Specifically, it's
7:15 a.m. and 51 seconds.
It's almost 7:16. The window started 4 minutes ago, and I'm going to stand out here. The good news is it's at least a nice day. I'm going up the stairs to my building, and I feel like it has been raining, but it's not raining now, and that's a good thing, because I need to stand out here and wait, because I don't necessarily trust this random cab driver to know to call me on the security system. Is that them? No, if it was them, they wouldn't go off that way. They just stopped for some reason and then moved on. Maybe it was a red light or something. A 2-second red light. Well, whatever. Look, while I'm standing out here with nothing better to do, I feel like, as a person who's creating content on this day, what is today? May 25th, 2022, I think I'd just be a bitch if I didn't stop and take a second and say to the, 18, 19 families who have a hole in it where their precious child should be, my heart just embraces you. I am so sorry. There is no reason there is no reason, in my understanding, why children should die. I mean, I get the idea that, their journey in this life might have been over. It just, that's why people die. It's time for them to go. You could have any kind of philosophical thought about it that you might resonate with, but why a 7-year-old? Why an 8-year-old? Why a 10-year-old? Why a 9-year-old? I'm not sure exactly how. I think we're looking at 4th graders here, so I think that would have been 9 or 10-year-olds. It's just, I'm so sorry. I don't know what words I can come up with. If an individual wants to die, first of all, I hope they get some psychiatric help before they actually end their lives. But even if they don't, which I'm not condoning suicide either, but if you're going to kill yourself, kill yourself. Don't kill a whole bunch of innocent people, little people at that, and then turn the gun on yourself. I don't even know that that's what happened. I really don't watch the news very much anymore. So my knowledge of things is pretty sketchy. I'm the first to acknowledge that. But I know that there's... First I read 18. This morning I heard 19. Families who have a gap in them where a beautiful little child should be. And that child isn't there because some maniac decided that they were going to empty a gun and then reload it and then empty a gun again and maybe reload it again, or have multiple guns and unload them into a school classroom. Just... I don't know what the likelihood is, probably a zillion to none, that anyone affected by this is actually watching my YouTube channel right now. But if you are, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And if you're a person who's mad at the world, please find a better way to deal with it than what this individual did. Get some help. Beat the crap out of a punching bag or a pillow or your bed, or just something that doesn't involve ending or negatively changing permanently someone's life. Alright, what time is it?
7:31 a.m.
Okay. I'm in the vehicle right now. I hope you can hear what I'm saying because I'm not willing to speak any louder. Call it ASMR, call it whatever you want, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna talk any louder than this. This is what I worry about when this cab company is charged with picking me up. Last time it worked great. This time, well, I've connected with them. But especially when they're dropping me off at my place of business, you really kind of have to be able to communicate with the person that's dropping you off. And when it's someone like it is today, you just can't be certain that you're communicating with them successfully. The two of you have to have a certain level of understanding for each other, a certain level of ability to understand each other. And this person and I just... I don't know that we can achieve that level. So, I'm just gonna have to hope for the best. Alright, that was a little bit of a tricky experience with the cab company, but I got to work. This is why I don't like it when they send a cab. So often you can't really communicate with these drivers, and you only partially know whether or not they understood you, or you have a hard time understanding them, or... Well, that's what happened today. Thank goodness, though, it all worked out. And I've got plenty of time before I really have to clock in. So I could just sit here and talk to you, like, for a good while here if I wanted to, but I just don't know how comfortable I am doing that at work, like, in the workplace, like, whether I'm on the clock or not. So I'll just say that I'll talk to you at some point. Actually, Wednesdays are really tricky. When I get off of work, sometimes I've got this person coming right after work. Sometimes I don't, but I've got 2 different meetings. Maybe more than that, depending on the Wednesday. I mean, Wednesdays just are not very good times to vlog after work. So actually, next time I talk to you might not even be till tomorrow. Good morning. It's Thursday at almost 6:30. You ever get that feeling where you could sleep? Maybe part of you wants to sleep, but your body's like, I don't need to sleep. Yeah, you do. You just don't want to acknowledge it. I'm going to lie here probably for this half hour, see if there's any more sleep to be, like, squeezed out. And then face the fact that I've got to get up when I really got to get up. But I woke up. Of course, it didn't help that I was reading social media and stuff. A couple of social media outlets I actually read. And part of the reason why my store hasn't flourished is I haven't marketed it. And I'm not on the site all the time finding out what is here. But when my store, I don't know what to call it, but when my store company post an ad like this one, I gotta check out the item. I might just put it in the description box below. We've got a new item. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford this right now, or if it's something I'll save up for later. But Yeah, I'm going to be very curious to see what I think of this. We have a cooler with a fold-out chair integrated in it. Now, is this chair going to be one that I actually like, or one like the one that was connected to that cart? I had a cart with a chair, and it sounded like a great idea, but when I sat down in that chair, it just, I don't know if it wasn't big enough for me or what, but it just wasn't comfortable. I ended up donating the cart to Goodwill or something, because between that and the fact that it was kind of tough to work with, I just didn't like it. I hope I will like this better. Either way, I'll probably put a link to this item in the description box below, because, hopefully there will be a review to come, depending on whether or not it's something that I can even think about affording, but actually, I'll probably be able to afford it. If I can't afford it now, I can actually probably afford it in a week or two, because I'm about to get some money, and I'm going to be really careful about where it goes, how it's used. But I think this purchase would qualify as a legitimate way to use that money. If I'm using it, quote-unquote, for my business, well, what is my business? It's maybe sampling things and putting out videos about them so that when people find affiliate links in the description boxes, they know why they want to buy it. There is a business that I could be doing, but it's more of a grind than an enjoyment, so I'm not inclined to continue it, even though my one client that I have, of course, is like, well, I don't know why you don't want to continue this, but I would certainly love to keep working with you, which I'm going to work for this guy. The client that I have now, I want to keep working with them. They have needed me since before I even thought about this, and I'm going to keep meeting their need and, keep working with them. But, well, and maybe I'll take, on a case-by-case basis, I might take on other transcription work, but when I like the idea of transcription and then barely pass the transcription classes and then try to create a general transcription business instead of medical transcription, which is what I thought I would do, and I still can't spell for shit. Thank God for spell checker. And depending on what the voice is, I may or may not understand it correctly, and the stupid typing errors I make, it's like, do I not know how to use a Braille sense? I know how to use a Braille sense. I've been using it for 10 years. But, well, more than that, really. Well, Braille note takers, period. I could nerd out about note takers, as you heard, if I have uploaded the unboxing my Braille sense yet. My new Braille sense are new to me. But, like I said, it's more of a grind than an enjoyment. And I'm willing to let a so-called business be so much fun that I don't think of it as a business. And I don't know what that would be, unless maybe it's doing audio content. Audio content that I'm calling videos for the sake of YouTube, because YouTube won't publish something without some kind of visual thing. Creating audio content, okay, that might be it, but how do I make that make me money? Well, the good news is I have somebody working with me now who has some ideas on how we can make that happen, and where was I going with that? I'm not sure, so I'm going to stop this part of the vlog right now and go back to relaxing for another few fleeting moments. I think I would be wrong if I didn't say how grateful I am that today, the last day of this work week, things are the way I really prefer them to be. My preferred ride service is picking me up to take me into work, and they're picking me back up at the end of the day to take me home. This is the perfect scenario for me. And I am so grateful that there was one day this week where they were actually able to provide that. Monday, they were able to get me in there, but not home. Ditto for Tuesday. Yesterday, they weren't able to take me at all, and I had to deal with a cab sent by the door-to-door transit program, and one of my two relatives that are local here swooped in and saved the day to get me home on time. But today it all worked out that my preferred ride service actually had it in their schedule to have me covered for today, which I'm so thankful for. In a perfect world, that would be every day, but we don't live in a perfect world. So when it happens, I just need to be thankful for it. And let's be fair, it's happened for several weeks now. I've really been blessed. It's just we ran into a little bit of a rough patch in the past few days, and I've lived the reason why. One of the first things they say is don't plan on not having any kind of backup plans, because I guarantee you there's going to be some time when you need a backup plan. But today, thank goodness, is set to work out. Hi everyone, I did not take my vlogging camera, aka MP3 recorder that I record all these with, to work today. It was a good day, but if anything happened worth noting, have you ever gone to a meeting of your department or your team or whatever you have at work, and you went in not really knowing if you could contribute much to the conversation, but you wanted to go because it was your team and you were able to be there? And then as the meeting progressed, you found yourself with an opinion and you went ahead and spoke up. That was me today. As the meeting progressed, I ended up thinking, yeah, I guess there is something that I wish was different, and I'll go ahead and mention it. And I did mention it, and the person who was running the meeting pretty much agreed with me. And I'm hoping that in the future we can set up some kind of situation where the way it used to be and the way I liked it, if it doesn't come back completely, there's some sense of everyone being involved like there used to be. I don't know why we left that for sure, but I really don't care. I'd just like us to go back to it. I'm probably not making a whole lot of sense, but that's what happened at work today. And what else did I want to say before I ended the vlog? Oh, yeah, I do want to end the vlog because it is so long. Even after I edit all the crap out that I don't want to keep in there, I bet it's still going to be so long I'm going to have to divide it into 2 parts. But before I end it, I don't know how much of what I said this morning I'm going to leave in here about me not continuing with my business. If you have a piece of audio that you would like turned into a Word or text document, let me know. Put it in the comments below or check out my website, anv.me. By the time you see this, hopefully I'll have an actual contact. I'll have something in the contact section. We can talk about it. I'm not saying I'll never transcribe again. I may well. I'm just saying I don't know how much of a business I really want to make out of it, considering what a grind it is. I would like to make money off of creating content, and I'm thinking I might try my hand at affiliate marketing, keep trying my online store. A big part of me knows it's probably not the right business for me, but I just can't give up on it. So check out my website, which has a link to my gift store. If I end up including the link to that new item that I just found out about, check one of those out. I'm really interested to check one of those out, see what that turns out to be, and do I like it. Check out Aira, check out Shipped, check out my website, anv.me, check out the other things in the description box below if you feel so inclined. Thank you for watching / listening, and you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye.